Hello, everyone. My name is Lola Afolabi. I am the founder of Healthy Credit Habits, and today is, you guessed it, Fix It Friday. Today's topic is 10 errors found on credit reports. Now, this is juicy. I don't know about you, but I definitely will want to know what kind of errors are common on credit reports that perhaps could be impacting me, could be impacting someone that I know. So let's dive right in. Now, did you know that 1 in 5 Americans or consumers, rather, they have an error on their credit report that has them looking risky to a lender or a creditor? Now, I don't know about you, but I would feel, a little bit disturbed if I had errors on my credit report that had a creditor or someone looking to give me access to credit had me looking a little shaky. But that's the reality of where we are. Many consumers, they have errors on their report that have resulted in unfavorable interest rates, unfavorable terms, denial of credit, denial of employment, reducement of their existing credit lines. There are so many things that happen, and the list can go on of what happens to a consumer because you have negative information being reported on your report. That's an error, right? So unfortunately, many people fall victim or fall into this category, and unfortunately, these are some of the side effects or ramifications that happen as a result of that. Now, again, whether or not you knew this, the credit bureaus, they're not necessarily financially incentivized to go back and rectify, correct, update anything that's on your credit report, because that's not what they get paid to do. So the onus falls on us as a consumer to go out there and actively patrol and monitor our credit report to make sure that that information is as accurate as possible, because we're talking about our financial credibility on the line, right? And if the only thing that a lender or an employer has to base you on or to judge you on is your credit score, and that information is incorrect or inaccurate or wrong, then that's giving you, basically, you're starting off with a disadvantage. So you definitely want to make sure that you're at least starting off strong, or at least you have a narrative to what exactly is on your credit report, provided that all of that belongs to you. Now, 10 of the common reporting errors that I typically have found over the course of my time working with clients, past and present. This is not an exhaustive list. However, this does cover some of the more common ones that I've seen. They include, number 1, the account does not belong to you. Number 2, duplicate accounts. Number 3, an inaccurate credit balance. Number 4, paid accounts showing a balance. Number 5, inaccurate date of first delinquency. Number 6, unauthorized inquiries. Number 7, an inaccurate account number. Number 8, credit limit, it's incorrect. Number 9, amount past due is incorrect. And number 10, the charge-off amount in the account is showing a balance. Now again, this is not exhaustive, but some of these, they could very well apply to you. Do any of these errors, show up on your credit report? Have they shown up on your credit report? What did you do to resolve them? Are you still resolving them? That's really a big thing here is, you have errors that are being reported that are impacting the 5 factors that make up your credit score, your payment history, which is always a big one, your utilization, your credit mix, the inquiries, all of the factors that tie into how you go from a 300 to an 850, they're tied into any of these 10 that are listed, and people don't really tie or correlate the fact that one small error can have a big impact on your ability to go from a 700 to a 750 to an 800 to an 820. So you want to be as vigilant as possible to make sure that you're proactively patrolling your credit report to make sure that things are as current and up to date as they should be. Now, what should you do if your credit report has errors? well, you should write a dispute letter. And again, you definitely have more than one option to reach out to the bureaus. You can call, you can fax some of them, not all. However, writing and sending something via postage is probably best. And that gives you a traceability of where your letter went, what date it was delivered, so you can start your own clock to know that 30 days from the date of receipt, the bureaus have a responsibility to make sure that they get back to you and they've conducted an investigation against the items that you are disputing on your report. In addition to that, you can also contact the creditor that reported the information to the credit bureaus and find out what's going on. You may find that maybe it was an account that wasn't yours, or it belonged to a family member or someone else entirely, or you have receipts or invoices or some sort of documentation that speaks to what you should have paid for, what you're being charged for, whether the account line items, like the actual checks and balances of it from the services that were rendered, if that information is correct, if it's accurate, if it's complete, you want to make sure that you can reach out to and find out what's the status or situation of that. In addition to that, oftentimes you may find that consumers do have a solid case where they have actively reached out to the credit bureaus, they've reached out to the original creditor, they haven't made any headway, they have all their documentation in place, but nothing seems to be happening with resolving the issues on their credit report. So then you have to bring out the big guns. You have to reach out to a consumer rights attorney who can help you kind of navigate the specifics of your case. And that's when they then pursue litigation against those who, whether it's the credit bureau or the original creditor, that's reporting information that is inaccurate against you. And oftentimes they have been very successful, depending on the case, again, to seek financial damages with result to how that has impacted you in one way or another. In addition to that, once the credit bureaus have, let's say, updated your report, excuse me, and they have deleted, updated your file, they are responsible for sending you an updated copy of your credit report at no charge. In addition to that, whether or not you knew it, if you have any creditors or anyone that you were applying for credit that you were denied, or basically they received information that was not correct, accurate, or true, the credit bureaus also have a responsibility to refurnish that information to the requestors within the past 6 months of your credit file. They should send them an updated copy based on the new information of where you stand today. In addition to that, if any employers have reached out and requested a copy of your credit report within the past 2 years, the credit bureau should also be sending them an updated, revised copy of your credit report that reflects those changes that happened as a result of the dispute that you submitted. So you definitely want to request that as well, because you can often be vindicated where you were turned down for a job, you were denied credit based on inaccurate information, and now that that information has been cleaned up, they owe it to you to send a updated copy of your report to everyone who's requested a copy of your file within 6 months to 2 years. So definitely be sure to ask for that, because that's well within your right. I am excited that you have taken the time to kind of watch this video this week. I definitely look forward to you staying tuned for what we have next Friday. If you definitely found this information to be helpful, please definitely feel free to like, to comment, to share. If there are errors on your credit report that were not listed on the list on the previous slides, please feel free to comment on other errors that you found on your own report that you disputed and what the outcome of that dispute was, because the goal really here is to make sure that you have the most stellar credit report that's as accurate as possible, that can put you in the best position from a financial perspective. Definitely feel free to check us out at www.healthycredithabits.com. if you have any questions and if I can be of any assistance or my team can be of any assistance, please email us at support@healthycredithabits.com. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a page there. I also will be uploading this video to YouTube, and then we also are on Instagram. So again, I look forward to seeing you next week, Friday. But remember, with healthy credit, life is less expensive. So take care. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye.